whatever it is, it's time for the A-list. I got my girl Mina Kimes right there in studio. You see Keyshawn, you see Coach. Pay attention. This is the finale, the A-list. It don't get no better, y'all. It's time. Let's get it on. Let's go to number 5 on the list. Please give it to me right now. Bam! The Buffalo Bills. Why? Because they got Josh Allen. That's why. Because they got Stephon Diggs. That's why. Because they find a way to get it done. That's why. Not to mention the fact they are the feel-good story. We see Damar Hamlin recovering, getting better every day. Our prayers, our love is with them. The inspiring performance by the Buffalo Bills. Hines, not just 1, but 2 kickoff returns, showing up, showing out. They're a top 5 team. There's something to be reckoned with. We can't sniff at that. Number 2 seed in the AFC, by the way. But let's go to number 4 on the list. Please give it to me right now. Bam! The Cincinnati Bengals. Why? Because Joe Burrow is that dude. Like my man Keyshawn said. Jamar Chase is that dude. T. Higgins is that dude. Their defense hasn't been slouchy, okay? The fact of the matter is they beat Buffalo this year. They didn't beat Buffalo this year. That game got postponed. But they did beat Kansas City this year. We understand what they bring to the table. They went and stomped the Ravens just the other day. We knew they were going to win the AFC North. They handled their business. They're a complete team. There's something to be reckoned with. And Joe Burrow is that dude. I got to give them a top 4 team. They ain't top 3, though. Give it to me right now. Give it up. Bam! The Kansas City Chiefs. Why? Because Patrick Mahomes is that dude. That's why Travis Kelce, my brother from another mother, he's that dude. Listen, Juju Smith-Schuster, Mecole Hardman, and all of these boys. They are in Kadarius Toney even. I like this brother. They ain't Tyreek Hill. We understand that, but they're good enough. The number one offense in points, number 1 in yards, number 1 in passing attack. I got to put them top 3, okay? The number 1 seed in the AFC, okay? They ain't top 2, though. Let's go to top 2 right now. Give it to me, please. Bam! The Philadelphia Eagles. Why? Jalen Hurts has returned. We understand with him on the field, they only got 1 loss this year. But the fact of the matter is this. The running game is there. A.J. Brown is that dude. Devontae Smith is nothing to sneeze at. Neither is Goddard. The defense is nothing to sneeze at either. I think they've looked a bit shaky over the last couple of weeks or so. But when Jalen Hurts came back, he ended that 2-game losing streak. They held on to the number 1 seed in the NFC. And we know by and large for this season, they've been better than practically everybody. They ain't number 1, though. They ain't number 1. Give me number 1 right now, please. Bam! The San Francisco 49ers. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell y'all something. This kid, Brock Purdy, is not bad. Okay? He ain't Mr. Irrelevant no more. Deebo Samuels has returned. They're a different team since Christian McCaffrey. And on the defensive side of the ball, there's speed everywhere. They get after the quarterback. Their secondary is no joke. Okay? I'm looking at the San Francisco 49ers as the team to beat in the NFC right now. So I got the 49ers, the Eagles, the Chiefs, the Bengals, and the Bills. I had to take the Dallas Cowboys out of there because I don't like the way they looked this past week when they lost that damn game to the Commodores. Lionel Richie and the Commodores, but we'll call them the Commanders.
All right, I'm getting out of the way.
There we go. What's up,
Mina?
y'all?
This is pretty good. Yeah, I'll go first. I think you got the correct 5 teams. Almost the correct order. I'll just make one change. Something I said before the season, the beginning of the season, the middle of the season, and now the Kansas City Chiefs are the best team in the NFL. I mean, when you got a team that is so confident going into the postseason that they're playing recess games during a must-win playoff game, that tells you a little bit about the offense. But the other thing I think that's being a little overlooked with the Chiefs is this defense has improved a lot over the back half of the season. They actually finished 3rd in sacks and 4th in pressures this year. As good as Patrick Mahomes is playing, and he's the best quarterback in the NFL, you could argue that Chris Jones on defense is almost his equivalent. I would say he's a definite candidate for Defensive Player of the Year. I'd put him behind Bosa. I think with the bye, they're the most likely team out of every team in this mix to represent the conference in the Super Bowl, so I put them number 1, but otherwise I agree with Stephen A.
Yeah, I think this is a little hard for Stephen A at times, but look, here's what I would say. You certainly, like Mina said, you got the 5 teams right, but not having Kansas City at the top, I don't see how you do that. San Francisco is sitting at number 2 for me, and then from there you can figure out where the other 3 teams go. but I would start off with Kansas City and San Francisco.
I'll deal with y'all in a second. Go ahead, Coach.
Yeah, Stephen A., you have to deal with all three of us. And, you know, it's kind of ironic because I was actually at the game when Kansas City played San Francisco. I was sitting in the box with the Lynch family. So I do think Kansas City has improved defensively.
Flex.
The deal.
Yeah.
I do understand.
I can pick up where he left off.
I will say
The
this,
Chiefs
though.
gave it to San Francisco.
You know what? I have a confession to make.
And he's resurrected.
Go ahead, Coach. I'm sorry. You're back now. Go ahead, Coach. That's fan. Your sound is not working. Here's the deal. Y'all got me. I'm going to tell you why y'all got me. I forgot about the blowout loss to Kansas City by San Francisco. Because I'm looking at Kansas. Here's what I've been looking at with San Francisco. Their defense is real. I'm looking at Purdy in there. I'm looking at a guy who I can't believe he hasn't been mentioned as a Coach of the Year candidate in Kyle Shanahan. He didn't just lose a starting quarterback. He lost his backup quarterback. He lost Jimmy Garoppolo and Trey Lance, okay? And this kid, Brock Purdy, is supposed to be Mr. Irrelevant, and they ain't lost the game. They ain't lost the game. And I'm looking at it from that perspective, and that defense is so real, and you got so much speed. And then I'm thinking about the acquisition of Christian McCaffrey. They didn't have Christian McCaffrey when they played Kansas City. So I think that's something to be mentioned. But I get where y'all coming from with that. But there's nothing else to debate on my list. Nothing.
Mina, can I
Pick 5 teams, man.
can I get the grades before we roll though, Mina?
I'll give this a B+. I only had one change.
B+.
You get a B+ because you
What
got
was
the
the top
teams right,
team?
which is easy.
Yeah, what the disrespect? The disrespect.
All right, and we still can't.